What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jobbers and Goons, and today we have a really fun topic. Very curious to see what you guys say in the comment section, because to preview this video, I literally just dropped the thumbnail only, didn't explain anything, and a lot of the reactions were not addressing what I'm going to talk about in this video, which makes me very excited. So before we get into this, make sure to smash the like button. Let's get to 200 plus likes to really help the channel grow. The more likes and comments I get, the bigger we get into the algorithm, and the more people will start subscribing and help my channel grow. We're on the road to 30K. Also, just to let everybody know, from now on, I'm consistently going to try to upload between 12 and 2 every day. Literally noon to 2 Eastern Standard Time, because according to the algorithm and YouTube stats, by far 12 to 6 is the most when people watch my channel Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to appeal to that so that we can continue to grow the channel. So definitely check back every day, and also join my Discord. We do games, prizes, giveaways, D&Ds, and we have discussions like this every day. Now, getting back to this, what are my points about the Gojo problem, right? What Superman syndrome is he suffering from that I'm referring to? Well, I have 5 points that I want to quickly address, review, and get your guys' take on it in the comment section. So first point about this is Gojo suffering a Superman issue. 1, the hope and savior of their verse. That's probably the biggest grand thing in common between Gojo and Superman, despite being wildly different characters. I mean, Gojo's a cocky asshole, Superman's a humble farm boy. They both are pretty much the hopes and saviors of their verse. Like, no one thinks either of them can lose. They never really lose. They always clutch up even when they're not supposed to. I mean, they literally have that whole hope and savior vibe going on, even though it's manifested in different ways. Like, literally, Gojo has a completely different power set. Superman has a completely different power set and background. But the way they are the hope and savior of the verse, as well as we literally see them pretty much allergic to L's, any serious L's, it's kind of crazy. And we definitely, especially in the latest chapter, we see that with Gojo. Point 2, wins even when they're not supposed to. And for Gojo, it's more so about what he's facing, right? Sukuna has had statements throughout the run where other characters who have witnessed the power of Gojo, sensed the power of Gojo, they run across Sukuna, who is not even at full power yet. Plus, he's in the body of someone stated to have potentially more raw power and potential than even the likes of Gojo. Yet we see Gojo floss and boss up on Sukuna. What the fuck is that? That's some Superman shit. Out here winning when he's not supposed to. That's like when Superman's supposed to be weak to magic and he inhaled fucking high outer magic just to prove that shit couldn't do anything to him. Literally snorted it. Like, whoa. We're just going into severe flex territory at that point. So the winning even when they're not supposed to, I mean, both of them are legendary for that. And Gojo at this point is, because, I mean, who the fuck's gonna beat him? Who's gonna beat him at this point? Third point. The author even comments on their status, how they're unbeatable, and how they don't like it. We have literally seen the JJK writer go on record and say, yo, it's hard to write Gojo. His power set, the way he operates, how strong he is, Gojo's too strong for the rest of the verse. Like, I'm having almost like when we used to hear the stories of how at first Madara was written unbeatable, they didn't know how to defeat Madara. We see right here, he said, I don't really know how to use Gojo or get rid of him. And so we see these wild stories where he'll just like get sealed away, disappear for a bit, just because the author struggles using him because he doesn't know how to beat him. My big issue with that is he had a perfect out right here. Sukuna easily could have been the one to take Gojo off the map or humble him, like put beats on him. That was not the case. That's not currently the case. This last chapter, Gojo just fucking flexed on him, rocked his shit. Absolutely, it says he won. You know, Sukuna's down. Sukuna was supposed to be the one built up to do this. It would have been great writing. Instead, once more, Gojutsu Kaisen's in full effect. This is all about Gojo. He clutched up no problem and won. It's ridiculous. Next point, sales crash when he's not around. So the writer has to prop him. This is a real thing both have suffered from, and in my opinion, this is fascinating to observe, right? If you guys didn't know, when Superman died back in the day, versus Doomsday, well, when he, quote, died, it was received so bad People were so pissed about Superman being off the map because that's not what he is. He's not supposed to lose. He's Superman. He's hope. They were like, fuck that. We're not reading this shit. Comic books, DC in general, took a huge hit because of this. They had to bring Superman back. They literally had to bring him back to save the sales. We have actually seen Jujutsu Kaisen go through the same thing. We have seen that when Gojo is sealed away, when he has something going on that takes him out of the story, no one's really checking on that shit. Sales noticeably dropped. The author has commented on it. Early on in the series, he was saying things like, I don't know how long I'm gonna write this series because y'all fuckers don't seem to want to read anything except Gojo. So, and I get, first of all, I like Gojo. I don't think anyone hates Gojo, but he's definitely suffering from almost all the bad parts of the Superman syndrome. And it's ruining its character. It's ruining the goddamn story. And the reason I say that is, going into point 5, we'll kind of just address point 5, which is main character even when they're not supposed to be. The big difference between Superman and Gojo, and this is, again, get in the comments, get active, discuss this. I want to see y'all's true opinions on this. Gojo, when he's on his Superman bullshit where he's unbeatable, just rolling through the verse, like, no matter what you do, what big bad there is, how we built them up, that shit's not gonna matter. Gojo's just gonna clutch up. The reason it's worse with him than when it's with Superman, because even when Superman's doing bullshit like that, we can read other storylines. We can hop across the multiverse of DC and find other things to read. We can read Blue Beetle stories. We can read Constantine stories. We can read Etrigan stories, Spectre stories, Phantom Stranger stories. There's a bunch of shit you could read. You could go all over the map. All the Lantern stories. Like, there's so much to read in DC that you can, at least for a time, escape the Superman problem. But in Jujutsu Kaisen, or Gojutsu Kaisen, when you have just one avenue to read, one story to stick to, the Gojo problem, and how he copies Superman in that unbeatable and main character even when he's not supposed to be effect. Like, even though no one's checking on him, bro! We've not been checking on the main character in a minute, bro! No one talks about him. They talk about Gojo. Gojo's mentioned the most. He's the go to the verse. He's like everyone's main character. He literally becomes the main character of the story when he's in it, and it takes away from everybody else. So, again, a lot of people, when I posted the thumbnail, seemed confused by the comparison. They seem to think I had it completely messed up. He has nothing in common with Superman. But today in this video, I hope the points I brought up, the Superman syndrome we've seen throughout the decades of comics, and the many different parallels, at least the 5 I brought up, he runs with Gojo. Let me know what you think about that, because again, I think he takes almost the worst aspects of Superman's problems that come with his narrative, and they're like embodied in Gojo. And it's taking a hit on the story in JJK, because what do we have to worry about? Gojo's never going to lose. Fuck. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you're a fan of how last chapter went, of how they're currently using Gojo, let me know in the comment section down below. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching again. From 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time every day. Check in on new content. That's the range I'll be uploading in. And yeah, anyways, guys, see you later. Peace.